All right, Pegcity Soundoff, episode 3. Last time we did 3 episodes, it was Women of Manitoba Music Night, where we went 3 straight hours. This is a little different. This is more of a night of first timers, so looking forward to this. Before we get rolling, we know how it works. Top right corner, Trave Media 204, year long sponsor. I mean, probably a lifetime sponsor if you're asking me. He's been there all year. Also, more sponsors: CDL Architectural Cladding, Chase Lowen. If you're in the trades, you want to get into the trades, give Chase a call. He'd be looking for some new blood, we'll say. And of course, my buddy Sid, musicians and friends. I think he's got 6,000 followers or something. I mean, we'll get there one day. But if you're looking for anything local music, shows, anything, he's got you covered. Sid, I don't know what you do all day, buddy, but you post everything.
He
So
does, yeah.
huge thanks to Sid for jumping in as a year long sponsor as well. Really cool show here tonight. Tate Hiebert, you're on here for the first time. This is gonna be great. There's a lot of exciting things happening with your band, Ozconscious.
Thanks for having me, Joel. I'm really
Hey,
excited to be here.
this is super cool. I love the Beatles picture in the back, by the way.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
totally.
when I bring people on here, I look a lot. My background's a green screen where I kind of fade off into it sometimes, but I love looking at the background, and almost every time there's something cool music behind it. So
For sure, yeah. It shows a lot about a person, I guess,
it
having that
does, it
background.
does. And a ukulele.
Yeah.
Um, I got you on here now. I've never met you in person. This is the first we've had this kind of interaction. Tell me who Tate Hebert is.
Well, I'm I would say I'm a singer, songwriter, guitarist. I teach guitar. I also do kind of a form of music therapy. It's not official, but it's pretty much what I do at Concordia Hospital and a few care homes around the city. And my main passion project in life is Ozconscious, is my original music, and that's really what I'm all about. My whole life is all about music. Somehow, I've life has made it possible for me to be able to do music in all kinds of ways. You know, teaching, playing for people in hospitals, playing for care homes, playing shows at bars, playing shows really wherever. Like I got 6 shows this week in a bunch of random places, including our original show, Ozconscious show at the Tap House. So I'm really, really grateful to be able to do this and to be on the show.
Awesome. Let's get right into it about the band. Tell me about this band. Tell me about like formation of it. Um, Another question, style of music. How would you describe it? But tell me all about your band. Tell me about some of the members of the band. Everything you can tell me.
Sure, yeah, I would describe it as dreamy alternative pop rock that can get quite eclectic sometimes and get kind of crazy. And it kind of spans an emotional spectrum that's similar to, Winnipeg, Manitoba's climate, extreme heat, extreme cold. So kind of alternate between those vibes, and the music that has seemed to come out of me is pretty much like that. It's really either very ecstatic, or it's really intense and kind of gnarly, or it's a little like in between and kind of emotional and cathartic, basically. But the band as it is now came about in a really cool way, like in a really like serendipitous way. I was a long time ago. This band it's been around for a while, actually, since I was about 19, and I'm 33 now. So it's been a long journey. We started off a long time ago, and things didn't really work out, but we had a good run, and I kept the flame kind of alive myself, just working on demos, and then kind of venturing deeper and deeper into the Winnipeg music scene, and meeting more people, going to festivals, and absorbing as much of the musical vibes and experiences, and connecting with all the really cool people here as much as I could. And I really started to desire, "Oh, I want to get this music out of my head," because I knew that there was a bunch of songs that I had in my head that I'm like, these would be really, really good, but they got to be done right. They got to be done, properly recorded, as properly as possible,
Hmm.
and with the right people, to be able to perform them well live. Um, and I just really, really was like wishing that. When I was wishing it, there was nobody. It was just me, and I realized I got to start just putting one foot in front of the other. So one thing led to another, and then my friend started to ask me, "Hey, you want to jam? Want to jam?" And at the time, I was kind of actually, I wanted people to be there, but I was kind of like still stuck in an isolated kind of mindset of like, no, I just got to do it myself. So, but I was like, sure, I'll go jam, and I went and jam with him, and I was like, oh, this would be really fun. And he's like, hey man, you want to maybe do like a cover version of a band or something? If we started playing covers together, and then I asked a drummer who also worked at the same place that I teach music at, and he happened to live a minute away from my friend. Like he just happened to live like right in, pretty much next to him. So we're like, well, that's perfect. We got a three-piece band now. So we played a cover show. Then we started to talk about originals a bit, and I was a little like sensitive about it. I was like, well, I don't know if should we work on the originals together? Because it had been a long time since I worked with a group of people. I was kind of isolated with it a little bit, and then it was like, well, yeah, here we go. Here is what I was wishing for, right? The people who want to play music, let's do it, right? And I was just like, I snapped out of it. We started going at it, and then we're like, okay, well, we need a keyboard player now. And then the same place that I teach at, Marshall's Music. Shout out to Marshall's Music, great place to learn. Kalen both. He was an amazing. He is an amazing piano player and a multi instrumentalist and a singer. I asked him. He's like, sure, let's do it. So he came over. He got along great. He was super good. And then one thing I always had in mind with the music, it was this vision I had of our music, was that it would be like a band, but it would be a little more like, I guess, technologically futuristic in a way. There'd be kind of like a futuristic element to it, not like science fiction really, but just kind of modern a bit. So it wouldn't just be, two guitars, bass, and drums, which is totally fine, right? That like some of my favorite music in the world is that. But I wanted to kind of make use of the cool synthesizers and stuff that have been developed over the years, and also like growing up and coming of age in the 2000s and the 2010s, there was so much like synthy kind of music that was like in my head just all around. I didn't always like it, right? It was it's kind of, some of it's not very good, but like some of it was like really cool, and I was like, I want to add that into it. So I wanted to find somebody who could play synth bass or who knew synthesizers well, and I put a Facebook post out, and then somebody said, hey, talk to this guy, Edward Bosnack. So I just messaged him, and literally immediately he responded, and we had a really good conversation. And we just started talking about music and stuff like that. I sent him the demos that I'd worked on. He's like, man, these are awesome. And I was saying, I was really looking for somebody who could do kind of a synth bass sound and something similar to what a person in the band in the past used to do with a Moog Sub 37. And then Edward was like, I have that synth. I was like, what? You have that synth? Like, that's so rare. That's such a random chance to have that synth. Like it's maybe
Yeah.
it's more, maybe, do you know what that synth is?
No,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I mean, to find someone who has a certain thing, it's that you're already talking to even is just wild.
Yeah, exactly. We're just chatting, and then it was just back and forth really good. And then so it was five people. I was like, this is awesome, but it didn't really feel complete yet. And then my friend Melinda Love, who I've known for a while through the music festival scene and just music shows and stuff, who I didn't know was like a musician really or a singer. We a version of the band, we played kind of an open mic karaoke night, and she came to that, and she asked to do a few songs. She came on stage, and she was so good. Like, I heard her sing, and she was singing, I think it was Walking After Midnight or something, and we jammed along. We played the backing stuff with her, and I was blown away by her voice. And like, I'd already kind of known her for quite a while, just as like kind of an acquaintance pretty much. And but I was like, you're such a good singer. What the heck? So we kind of kept talking, and then eventually got to the point where she's like, hey, I would be down to help with your originals. So we brought Mel into the picture, and the six of us all played, jammed together at the house, played the songs, and it was just, the vibe was so good between everybody, and we were having such a good time. And the music, I was like, oh, this is it. Here we go. And that was about 2 years ago. And then 2 years later, we released the album. That's been a long journey, but that's pretty much how it kind of came together as it is now, which I'm so happy about.
Unreal.
Yeah.
Super cool. And the album it came out in June 19th.
Yeah. June
June
19th.
19th.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's fantastic.
Thank you, Joel.
How
Yeah.
about
You,
that? I mean, yeah, it's a great album.
thank you.
Um, kind of. I'm so bad with names. Yeah, it kicks off with "I Love Myself." Um, Great song. And you know what? You know what's so strange is I was listening to it. Obviously, I've listened to it a couple times through. It's fantastic. And now I forget where I was. I was somewhere and it came on. That
Mm.
song came on.
Oh
And
wow.
where I was somewhere locally here, like a venue or something. I can't
Mm.
remember where I was, but that song came on. I'm like, oh, song's familiar. I know
Oh
it. And then I'm
cool.
like, oh, I know what it is now.
Nice. Hey, that's awesome.
um, Great song. I love it. The second one, uh, Cryptom Cryptomnesia.
Hmm.
That one is my favorite on the album.
Nice. Cool.
Yeah, super cool. Um, so the reason I asked you about the style of music is because when you hear the first song, you're like, okay, we got something great here. Then you hear the second one, it's like, oh, it's a bit different though. And as you listen to this album, it takes you on a couple turns that are maybe unexpected. And I can't remember the name of it, but there's one where it's a real like East meets like East meets West.
Yeah.
Really big. And I forget what song. It's later on the album, I think though.
I think it's probably gaze you're thinking of.
Uh yep, that's exactly it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I remembered it was later on in the album, and I'm just like, okay. So yeah, so that's why I was asking what kind of like style of music, because I find in today's world, to put exact genre on something. You remember years ago when you'd go like CD shopping, whatever, when people were buying physical copies because that's all you could get.
Hmm.
Um I remember, going into like a CD plus or whatever, for okay, so for anyone under 20 right now,
Yeah.
CD plus was a
Kidding.
a CD store and
The real CDs.
a real CD, yeah.
Yeah.
And they were about 12 to 15 bucks somewhere in there. But remember going in there and you'd have like the pop section, the metal section, the rap section, the jazz section, and sometimes you get the industrial section. Um in today's world, I don't know how it would work as much because it's hard to put a genre on something, and maybe we shouldn't be putting genres on something, but there's just so many bands doing such different things, and you're one of them. It's so different, and I feel like when I listen to this album, I almost feel like it's a soundtrack in a sense. When you listen to a movie soundtrack, you
Mhm.
get kind of everything, right? And that's how I feel with this. And this is why I'm such a big fan of this as well.
That's
It's
awesome, man.
not repetitive or anything. It every song just kind of takes you on a different path, and I absolutely love it. I think it's fantastic.
That's so awesome, man. Thank you. Yeah, that's
Uh,
so good to
look
hear.
looking through, just kind of looking through your just kind of your, I guess we'll just call it socials. Um, is this there's an EP from 2015.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
That was the
mean,
old incarnation. That was the
yeah. And now we got this new one, and it's just like I
Mhm.
said, it's just fantastic. I mean, you're definitely getting plays out there because you got a lot of monthly listeners just going off the Spotify itself.
Yeah, it's crazy, eh?
So
It's so exciting.
you're a six-piece band.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
six-piece band and yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of people, but it's we're something that I learned over the last while of playing live music, especially with a lot of people,
Mhm.
is like when you're playing with a lot of people, yeah, you don't want not everybody needs to be full volume. And that's how
Mhm.
when we started playing, it was like, let's be as loud as possible. Yeah, we're playing music. And you're
Yeah.
not actually hearing anybody else. So and I'm really grateful to the band now. We actually it's reasonable. It's at a reasonable level where
Yeah.
we're all like one unit. We're all like one organism. Yeah, one soup that we're all adding to collectively rather than just blah,
Yeah.
put it out
Rather
into
just getting it out there.
yeah.
Tell me about the making of this album of yours.
Yeah, so like what you were saying about how kind of each song is different and everything and or it's a big journey and yeah, it's these songs were they kind of came out of me basically over the last like 10, 12 years of my life essentially the different periods of my life these songs they just erupted out of me. It was just that's kind of how I tend to write songs. I know people write songs differently. Some people write every day, or some people that, for me, it's like a big surge of inspiration. And then
Hmm.
I don't, and I know, okay, pick up the guitar, something's coming, something's happening right now. And then all of a sudden a riff will emerge or something like that. And that's how basically all these songs emerged out of that, and they were really worked out over time. And so over a long period of time, it really was, I would develop them just with the guitar, or just even in my head and everything. And they kept forming, you know, kind of more intricate parts of them. So it was a big process, and it really started kind of in my imagination for a while. I was like, this song would be so good if it had this loud part, like dan it, you know, like that really loud, with a certain sound, with synths and guitars and everything at the same time.
Hmm.
And then there was a period of time where I was trying to do it with my, you know, okay software and gear. Like it was, you know, it was whatever I had. And I remember making it, and I was like, "Oh, this sucks. This is not at all the vision that's in my head." So it was like kind of this painful process. Like, "Oh, it's not how I want it," you know. And then I just had the realization, "Okay, have I actually done the real homework, and you know, and did my absolute best with trying to figure out how to do this the best way I can with what I have on my own, and then, you know, getting some better gear, right, to do it." So basically, the all the instruments and all the vocals, except for the drums, were recorded in this apartment, in this room, and then also another apartment that I lived at previously, and then another apartment before that was where we first recorded the demo, where I first recorded the demos. And there's some sounds that actually made it from the original demos into the song still. So it was a
Okay.
long process, but like basically, like, yeah, the real work was over the last 2 years of doing it. And it was between, you know, jobs and just living life in this crazy world, right? It's
Hmm.
like, you know, and then by the way that I live my life right now, it's all music related. So it's not, it's all just, you know, it's gigs and it's here, and there's consistent stuff, right? So it's a unique thing, and going with the ups and downs of life and the energy levels and everything. So it just came together like that. And then but bit by bit it all came together. And and making it into a cohesive whole, I was like, yeah, this is a pretty eclectic album. But that's something that I was like, I really wanted. I wanted to have, like, you know, the fun songs, the exciting songs, the happy songs, the uplifting ones. And then I wanted the ones that, you know, kind of really kind of get the feels going. Then I wanted ones that are like, what the heck did I just hear? You know, like, whoa. That's what I love. Those three things are what I love. And
Hmm.
the bands and the music that I've loved my whole life, um, like Ween, Beatles, Led Zeppelin, um, Arcade Fire. I really love them. They would usually, the bands that I tend to like, they tend to, on an album, they do a lot of stuff, and then they'll kind of have one or two really crazy things on there that are, that are just kind of really radical. And I was like, I wanted to make sure I had a really radical thing on this album. And that's what Gaze is, that East kind of meets West thing, with the kind
Yeah.
of Middle Eastern type of guitar riff and
Yeah.
trippy stuff going on.
I mean,
So
it's kind of like a tea party thing, right?
yeah, yeah, totally. Exactly.
so 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 in insane, like this has been a while coming. Like, do you
Yeah.
find, and I could probably vouch for this right now, with a year ago, I'd probably say I'm gonna record like a garage rock album, but right now, today, I'd be like, I could do like a Scottish EDM album,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, like
Yeah, anything.
completely different. But do you find that over the time of recording this album, or just writing this album, do you feel that maybe you've taken inspiration from so many different areas then, right? Like what you listen to 2 years ago, is it a little bit different than what you're listening to? Like if I said, what's your shuffle play 2 years ago to this date to today, would it be much different, or?
Yeah, like it's kind of interesting, my relationship with music beyond my own. It's definitely changed and shifted because I'm teaching it all the time, and I'm also playing it. So at the old folks' homes, and even at cover gigs, I'm quite often learning. Whenever I'm listening to music, it's more because I'm learning it, either how to
Mhm.
play it, or how to or teaching it to somebody. So yeah, it's definitely changed. Like 2 years ago, well, 2 years ago, it was a lot of these old like pre 50s songs, like Fly Me to the Moon, and
Mm.
Sentimental Journey and K Sarah Sarah, because I was what the old folks and at the hospital really liked, and I was like,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
And I love that vintage stuff. Like you can just hear on those vintage recordings, like that's one take. The whole band is playing one take in a room, and the person's singing there, and then you can hear every bit of the vibe of the room in those recordings. Like, and you're just like, wow, they were such good musicians and singers and stuff that they just hitting all the notes bang on with the
Mm.
feeling. You're like, I don't know if people can do that. Like, I don't know if people can do that as well these days, you know? So that's what I was listening to 2 years ago. Recently, well, actually, a few things that really have blown my mind over the last, yeah, I guess 2 years or so has been kind of bands like Etran Delaire, Tanarowin, and that kind of Middle Eastern, it's North African desert blues rock, which
Mm.
I'm not sure if you've ever heard of stuff like that. They played a few times.
No.
Yeah, it's cool. It's really cool. Yeah,
North African desert blues rock.
yeah, yeah. It's a whole cool genre, and they play these kind of slightly trippy scales. And they play. They don't play with very many different chords. They kind of stay
Mm-hmm.
on one chord, and they kind of just do these really hypnotic types of rhythms with it. And it's just it's such a cool genre of music. And for me, as like a I love rock music. Like I know most of the rock stuff from the American and the British side, right? Like that's like the dominant kind of thing. And
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of and then hearing about this, you know, hearing this North African desert blues stuff, it's like, whoa, this is so cool. This is so out there. It sounds like the futuristic kind of way of playing guitar in a way, you know? So that's what I've been kind of into recently. And aside from the things I'm learning and teaching.
Super cool. I just wrote it down
Mm.
actually because when we're done, I'm probably gonna like find some playlist or something
Sure.
that
Yeah.
has this.
It's a cool
So that's
experience. Yeah.
super cool. You got some shows coming up, most notably this Friday.
Yep. This Friday.
Uh, Osborne Tap House. Um, I mean, Rough Sundays, Wonder.
Hmm.
You got a great show coming up here.
Yeah. Super pumped
Tell
about it.
tell me about tell me about a live show, Ozconscious live show. What would I expect going in?
Hmm. You can expect to hear very organic, lively versions of the songs on the album, plus ones that we used to do in the past in the previous incarnation that really kind of had a powerful effect, but rebirth now that I
Mm-hmm.
don't think the recordings do justice for those ones then, and they're better live now. So you hear
Mm-hmm.
those. And yeah, and just like what you were saying about it, kind of a journey. Each song is a bit of a journey, and then within a song it's a journey, and then from song to song it's also a journey, and it's a journey that goes from ecstatic excited highs to moody cathartic emotional yearning mids, and then pretty deep dark and intense lows, and then back up again and back all around. So you get a really really cool twisty turny emotional musical alt rock experience.
Amazing. What time do you go on at?
We play at 10 p.m.
First band.
Yeah, first band.
Beauty.
Yeah.
Uh, and folks, if you're going to that show, if you just want to hang around till Saturday, you can see my band play Saturday.
Yeah, no, totally. Do it.
We're there, but we're on at midnight the next day.
Oh yeah, nice.
The infamous late band.
Yeah.
Fantastic. But you got some more shows. We talk about this
Mhm.
show, but you also have September 4th. Tell me about that show.
Yeah, we're playing the Taste of Manitoba Festival, September 4th at 7 p.m. And it's this great showcase of a variety of Manitoba restaurants and food vendors showcasing their food, and you get like a plate of them for a good price, and you can go and sample, and then we're going to be there playing our music in the midst of it, taking people on a crazy journey.
Yeah, you know
Oh,
what
food.
what goes well with music, food. Uh
Totally.
Amazing. And then you're back at the Tap House in October as well.
Yeah, and October 9th, yeah, the tapas again. Love that place. And
I mean, it's such a fantastic place. I always showed out Brett, the sound guy. He does just
mhm.
fantastic work out of there. I love that place. And anyone who follows me or has known me, that's my go-to. 4 promotional shows a year, Just had 2 day Summerfest last year. It all happens at Osborne Tap House. Golden ticket winners. If anyone followed that golden ticket thing, I got 3 golden ticket winners who go to every tap house show they can, and yeah, they're always there. So super
Wow.
cool.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
I mean, yeah, tap house is good. Do you a question I always ask because why not? Do you have merch?
Yeah, we do. We have CDs obviously, and we have shirts and buttons as well.
Cool.
We're working on maybe some other kind of cool stuff, but that's what we got right now: buttons, shirts, and CDs.
That's where I mean
That's the standard.
that's the standard. That's great though. That's
Yeah. So,
great. It's great to have merch. You'll have it at the show, obviously.
mhm.
Perfect. So, folks, if you're going out to the show, and I know there are because I've seen the ad out there and people going. You're looking into a great night of music. All 3 bands are fantastic.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've seen Rough Sundays and Wonder actually, and I've never seen your band, so I look forward to seeing that. Um, Tate, just a random question: is your band short or are you just tall?
I'm really tall.
Okay.
I'm like I'm like way too tall. Like I'm 6'9". It's
Holy.
way in the 97th whatever percentile, and it's just a strange thing about me.
So I saw photos and I'm like, I gotta ask it because
Why
it's
is he so
it's
tall?
either this guy's really tall.
Yeah, it's actually like a very balanced kind of unit. Like I'm the tallest,
Yeah.
and then Kaylin and Pierre, the drummer and the keyboardist, they're about the same height. And
Okay.
then well, then Mel, she's a little shorter, and then Arthur and Edward, they're about the same height. They're shorter, and it's just this
Okay.
kind of pyramid.
Love that.
Yeah.
Awesome. Um, you kind of touched on some bands you listed growing up. Tell me about just because it's behind you. Tell me about the Beatles and the impact the Beatles have had on you.
Oh yeah. Oh, I know, and it's kind of like, it's almost redundant for people to talk about the Beatles at this point, but like
Mm,
the honest truth is that there's there's a reason why. Like, there's a reason why a cliche is a cliche. Like there's a reason why they're just so unbelievably impactful in so many ways. Like in 7 years, 6 to 7 years, they released all the music that everybody knows about now. Like that's insane. There was like 2 albums a year
yeah.
for there's 64, 65 and everything, and progressively just evolving and expanding and testing things out, pushing the boundaries. And everybody, kind of in their wake was kind of following, like, what are they doing? They were just leading this crazy charge. And then just the creative dynamics between, John and Paul, just in terms of personalities, in terms of creative, as artists and everything, they were just bouncing off each other, and they were the perfect kind of yin and yang dynamic. And then not only that, but like as personalities, like in interviews, they're just hilarious, really smart people at the same time.
Hmm.
Just like they were just the whole package, and they were just this incredible force that I've just been so fascinated by. Like I remember when I first like my dad first played me a Beatles song. Like I was in my room somewhere, and then my dad's like, Tate, come listen to this, and I was like, okay. And I was kind of like, what like, so he like sat me down. I was like, okay. And it was I've Just Seen a Face.
Yeah.
Yeah, that crazy, it started dun dun da 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 da, this fast like guitar riff, and then it just changes, and it's this amazing like power pop kind of acoustic song. And I remember just being like, holy wow. Like, and you could tell it's just kind of like, it's just Paul and his guitar, and then maybe like, I don't know, some kind of drum in the background, but just it's like the music was so amazing. And then like in junior high for me, junior high into high school, literally all I listened to. I just felt like there was no reason, there was no need to listen to anything else, because they they played every genre, that there were so many different genres. There's so much music to go into, and they were just like, to me, they're the best. But then, just from doing that, I expanded into other stuff. But yeah, the Beatles, like they invented music videos. They, they, like there's countless things to name about how influential they've been. And not only just listening to them, and then the cultural impact, but also learning to play the songs. Like I can't remember where I got it from, but I think I bought it. It's the Beatles complete songbook, the chord book. And
Hmm.
me and a friend of mine, Quentin Poitras, who's an incredible musician as
Hmm.
well. Maybe you know him.
I've seen him a few times. Yes.
Yeah, I love.
Yeah.
He's
Great
amazing.
player.
So at festivals like Harvest Moon and some other festivals and stuff like that, we would one of us would have that book, and then we both of us we know how to play the chords, and we play the Beatles songs with all the crazy chords, and you're just like, these songs are nuts. Like they're not at all like your average kind of even classic rock song. If you look at tab sites and stuff where that you can play different
Mm.
songs, like there's four chords and it changes a bit. Like Beatles songs, you're like, what the heck are they doing? But it's perfect. And so it's like there's depth in every direction with them that, like, I don't know, to me it's in terms of their impact and their artistry, the commercial success, the critical acclaim. I don't know how like anything can top that. But that's not even the there's obviously art is art, and it doesn't matter, it doesn't need to be popular to be big, right? But it's just the expansive quality of it all is just
Exactly right.
yeah.
I mean, when you look at them, you go. Let's go back with I want to hold your hand, something like that, right? Where it's just a fun, kind of like a pop song, really, right? I
Hmm.
mean, it captivated the world there. But when you listen to that, and then you listen to something um, like I Want You,
Hmm.
or you listen to Strawberry Fields, and it's like, is this the same band?
Exactly.
Isn't it crazy?
Like what?
Like, it's just wild. Personally, I'm gonna actually, I'm gonna ask you this question first. Um, Knowing, well, I'm sure you know all these albums fine and well. If you listen to the Beatles 62 to 66 or the Beatles 67 to 70, which one would you prefer?
Oh yeah.
That's a great question. I'll
Oh
tell you mine. It's the later one.
right. Yeah, yeah. The
Yeah.
more fancier one. Honestly, probably yeah, that. Um because yeah, like if I'm gonna be like really critical, I guess there's some stuff in the 60 in that 62 to 66 period where it's like, yeah, this is very poppy. It's
Mhm.
very simplistic kind of lyrics and stuff like that. And and I wouldn't that's like I don't if I listen to the Beatles, I don't listen to She Loves You. Like that's not what I listen to. I listen
Yeah.
to I listen to Tomorrow Never Knows, or listen to
Yeah.
Gotta Get You Into My Life, or listen to Day in the Life, like those really or
Oh, a day in the life that's unreal.
probably the best song ever made. I think that's like probably one of the best songs of all time.
Very well be. Yeah.
But yeah, like I would say probably 67 to 70, but like there's still a lot of really good stuff in those early ones. Like something like just the obscure ones, like one that is one of my all-time favorite songs. And it was really shocking for me to hear that Paul McCartney kind of thought it was a throwaway. He's like, that song is a piece of crap. Like Paul McCartney. Usually John was
Hmm.
the one who said, oh, that's shit. That the songs are all bad. But Paul McCartney said he doesn't like this song, but it's like one of my favorites. And for some reason, it really resonated with me. It's What You're Doing. It's off of Beatles for Sale.
Okay.
You know that one?
Nope.
Yeah,
But
it's so good. It's such a good power pop song that's like just so much angst in it. And like I don't know what it is. That song, it just hits me so deeply.
interesting. Yeah,
Yeah.
I just looked it up. Um, I this is so bad. I shouldn't say it. I always say my favorite Beatles is when the Beatles are on drugs.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love how, like, when you get into that or the later years Beatles, it's just a whole other monster, and it's almost like they had no direction of how they were going to write or anything. It was just throw whatever we got out there,
Oh.
and it's so big. But a song like A Day in the Life, I mean, what a song!
Yeah, like how does
My
anybody
God.
make anything like that ever again?
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, that's exactly it,
Like
right?
never gonna happen,
And you talk about them, and I don't want to turn this whole episode into Beatles, but
Yeah.
it's just when you talk about them, and you talk about today's world, and these people that maybe have outsold them on some records, whatever. But it's like, can you name a band in the last 30 years that could write that many great albums in such a short amount of time? I mean, it's nuts
Yeah.
to think, like, the Beatles' lifespan wasn't that big, right?
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure they played on the records too. They didn't have like the Wrecking Crew doing all the all the
Well,
grunt work,
yeah,
right?
it was all
So
them. Yeah.
yeah, it's
I know, yeah.
absolutely nuts.
And it was like, yeah, and like they really, yeah, like for my musical journey, there the whole thing, it's always been so inspiring, like it is for so many people. But like in doing the deep dive of them, that was even more inspiring. Like something that for me has been like I still think about it. I'm like, wow, that's crazy. That's how it started. So like, do you know about the Hamburg days before they were big?
No.
Okay, yeah. So I'll quickly kind of go over it.
Yeah, yeah.
So like before they're famous, before they're popping off, they basically they did three I think it was 3 to 4 month residencies in Hamburg, Germany.
Mm-hmm.
They were just this teenage band, pretty much like 18 years old, for 3 months straight. Every single day they played 8 hours for 3 months straight, and they did that three times over the course of like about a year and a half, 2 years. So they had to be like popping these like pills to stay awake. And it was basically it was in the Reeperbahn, which I went to many years ago to see the place, and it's a crazy area. It's like the red light district of this city. Like it's there's strip clubs everywhere. It's this seedy place. There's music and stuff. People are fighting on the streets all the time. It's just this crazy rough place. They played in these bars there every day for 8 hours straight, and they learned so many songs, and they learned how to just get people going, to fire people up. And they like there's a George Harrison interview. He said that they learned millions of songs. He's exaggerating, but
Mm-hmm.
they learned so many covers. They could do all these things. And I was like, whoa, that's crazy. And then so when they came back to Liverpool and they played in their clubs there, they blew everybody away. People are like, how are you guys so good? Like, because they played just so much together over and over and over again in these crazy kind of rough bars, basically. And that really inspired me. I was like, wow, like, so they learned all those cover songs and then they just played a lot, right? And that, you know, it helped them get really good. And so that kind of like, about 5 years ago, actually probably more like 8 years ago, I was like, okay, well, yeah, I'm just gonna go busking. I'm just gonna learn a bunch of cover songs and go busking and stuff. So I started to kind of just do that myself, just to in my own small way, not doing that, but just playing as much as I could, learning different songs and seeing how they reacted and getting my performance skills up, just to kind
Mm-hmm.
of, because I was like, well, there's no other way to do it other than just by doing it. I'm not going to
Yeah,
read a book and it's not going to make me get better, right? I have to just keep doing it.
exactly. Eh?
But anyways,
So the last the last interview I had, she was a big Kiss fan. You saw
mm,
some Kiss memorabilia in the back, and that's fantastic.
yeah,
So usually during the episode, I like to ask a very random question. And so last episode, I asked, "What's your favorite Kiss song?" And she gave me the backstory of why her favorite song was what it was. So my question for you, just because we kind of touched on the Beatles and you got the Beatle background and you know a lot about everything, random question for you, and it's not what's your favorite song, it's who's your favorite Beatle who had a solo career? Who
Paul
had the
McCartney.
best solo career? Paul?
I think Paul, very all over the place, like,
Yeah.
not very consistent.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
really, when they went, like, when they broke up, you really saw how different like John and Paul was.
Hmm.
you the John's making cold turkey and screaming and freaking out, and
Yeah.
mother, you left, and he's just like
Yeah.
having therapy, and he's naked on the cover with Yoko. Just so
Yeah.
far out there. And then Paul's like, I'm a little sheep herder, in the Scottish Highlands with my wife and kids, and and
Yeah.
he made Ram. But like overall, like, I am in awe of Paul McCartney. To me, he's just a god. He's like a god of music, because that guy
Yeah.
just he has not stopped. He's just like this force of musical nature. He's just constantly just new stuff coming out of him, and he just never stops. He'll never stop, I don't think. And so
No.
overall, like, yeah, like, there's definitely turds in his discography. So just,
Yeah.
not everything's great, but it's all Paul in its own way. It's all like, because like, have you seen that? Have you seen the Wings Man on the Run documentary?
When was that released? Was it years ago?
I think, no, I think it was it was like this year. It was like earlier, or like
Oh,
maybe.
okay. No, I haven't seen that then.
It's really good. It's about Wings, so it's about after the Beatles break up, and
Yeah, yeah.
you get a sense of Paul McCartney. He's just a loopy guy. He's just a loopy, kind of whimsical, strange man, but just
Mm.
this musical genius, and he just is constantly making stuff up, and then it doesn't need to have meaning, because like John was all about like it needs to mean something. Oh, give peace a chance, right? And it's imagine there's no heaven, which that stuff's very commendable, and I love John Lennon stuff too. But
Yeah.
Paul was just like he would just make stuff for the sake of it, right? It would just be a
Yeah.
song about nothing, and like and really, yeah, why like. And I tell guitar students this sometimes who are like kind of like struggling with being too serious, like they're too critical of themselves. I'm like, really, what are we doing
Mm-hmm.
when we're playing music? What is this? What am I doing? I'm making sound in this funny little thing. What are we
Yeah.
doing? Like it's kind of absurd. And when you look at it at a certain level, like it's obviously it's serious and it channels emotions and it affects lives and changes the world, but it's also just so silly and absurd, really, you know?
It really is. And absolutely. But you know what? It's something we can be proud of. No
Yeah.
matter which way it goes, whether we're naked on a album cover with Yoko or we're herding sheep in the Highlands. Uh it's something to be proud of it. And I personally I really like George Harrison's solo stuff.
Yeah.
And
Super
I
good.
mean there was that documentary. It was a long documentary, came out years ago
Yeah,
with
I
Harrison.
have to see it still. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fantastic. But I mean, yeah, just a timeless band. You probably never heard me talk about my big thing is California 60s. I'm a big Birds fan,
Mm,
which is very, them
yeah.
and the Beatles had their connections, right?
Yeah.
And I have a Birds tribute band. I don't know if you know this. Anyway,
Cool.
we're
Cool.
playing Park Theater. It's kind of cool in
Oh, nice.
November.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mark that
Birds
down.
tribute.
Birds tribute. That's
Su-
cool. I've never heard of that's something I have,
you know what?
rarely hear that.
I'll tell you a very short story about it. Last
Sure.
year, we played side stage as because I'm a big California 60s fan. There's the Laurel Canyon area where all that music happened, and I
Hmm.
formed a Laurel Canyon tribute band, and we were doing Mamas and Papas and the Birds and Buffalo Springfield. I don't know if we did a Doors song, but it's that whole like. It was like 65 through like 72 era.
Hmm.
Bonnie Raitt, young Bonnie Raitt getting going in their Eagles. Um, and we played this, and John Enerson, if you know John, he's been on the show a few times, music historian. He's
Mm.
been on here a couple times, and he was at the show. I really wanted him to go to it, so he was there, and he said to me after, I wish he would have played the 12 string a little bit more because I played on like Mr. Tambourine Man and then
Right.
put it away. He said I wish I would have heard more harmonized vocals and more 12 string. And I'm like, well, John, I'll just put together a Birds band. So I did it and booked the Park Theater. But I mean, the band is made up of Deidre Boris from Suburban Funk Machine and Deidre and the Echoes, Luke Clement, who's a producer engineer in the city,
Mm.
Dan Cannon from the Dust Rhinos. It's kind of just a super
Nice.
group of local musicians who came together to play bird songs, which are essentially just Bob Dylan songs that
Yeah.
are folk pop.
Cool, man. That's a
But I
really
love
cool
it,
idea. Yeah.
and yeah, it's super cool. So yeah, I mean, but here we are talking about Ozconscious. Let's get these dates out again. This Friday, folks, if you're watching now or watching later, get out to the tap house on Friday. You're on at 10 o'clock. There's merch. I'm telling you, check this show out. Listen to the album. Nostalgia for the Moment.
Hmm.
Listen to this album. It's fantastic, and I'm sure it's going to go down as one of the best local albums of the year. And
Wow.
I'm calling it now. It's so good.
Thank you, man.
It's so good. Like I said, I've been listening to it. It's fantastic, and I gotta thank the person who reached out to me through email. As me, sometimes I'm under a rock and I don't hear about these bands that are out there, and when I got that email, I definitely had a listen right there. I'm like, yeah, this is pretty cool stuff. And now I'm just seeing your name popping up everywhere. I saw you were on Witch Police. You're doing things there, and yeah. But we got more shows coming up. There's one October at Tap House, and also September 4th. You're playing. There's food. I
Yeah.
mean,
Taste of
who
Manitoba.
who doesn't want to go?
Totally. Music is the food of love. Food is the music of love. Love is the music of food.
However it
Whatever they say.
goes.
Love is the music of food.
Exactly, eh? Right on. Well, thanks for jumping on tonight. This is the late episode of the three-parter.
Oh yeah.
What a month. This is fantastic. But yeah, thanks for jumping on tonight. It's great to meet you. I hope to see you on Friday. I do have Folklorama that night that I got to go to. And then probably right after that, swing by. Should be
Thank you
able to
so
catch
much,
your
Joel.
set. Hey,
Oh,
no problem. That was a great chat. You know what? This is your first time on here, but this isn't your last. I wanna have you back on here. I think we got a lot more we could probably touch on as this year continues.
yeah, I kind of want I don't want this conversation to
No,
end
I know it's
about
been great.
birds and everything. The 60s Laurel Canyon stuff and but thank you, Joel. And like your compliment about the album, like, it's just incredible to hear that
Yeah,
from
it's
you.
so good. It's so
Oh,
good. I got to get a physical copy. I am one of the few with a 6 CD changer in my vehicle, and
nice, nice.
it's full of local music.
It's coming back.
Uh,
CD's coming back, I think.
CDs are
Apparently.
coming back. CD Plus, we're gonna reopen one.
Yeah.
Uh, how about that weird time that HMV was in Toys R Us for like a year?
Oh yeah. Well,
Yeah.
is there any HMVs like around in the city
I
still?
don't know. They were in Toys R Us and then Toys R Us closed down, so I'm assuming it just went with it. So
Like
I don't know
the
anymore.
malls are kind of getting like a little bit like stuff is closing down in the malls a lot. You're just like, oh, it's getting a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of weird out there, but you know what? There's always room to support local music,
Yep.
and it's people like you, bands like you, that are still bringing physical out there. So on behalf of everyone who's doing physical music, you know what? Before I end this, I gotta throw it out to Sam from. Nope, it wasn't Sam. It was Ryan Sorensen. Posted a bunch of physical albums, whether it was CD, tape, record. He posted a picture one day, and it was like, hell yeah, it was all local stuff. And I know Sam from Witch Police has a hell of a local collection as well. So props to people out there doing their part to support local music. Buy physical. A lot of people might not listen to the physical version; they'll listen to it on their streaming and everything. But purchase the local physical music. I'm telling you, in 10 years, this stuff could be all gone, and there'll be a few of us that still have the physicals. So and get a vehicle with a CD player.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Right on, Tate. Great chatting with you. We're gonna catch up with you again sometime. We'll line, we'll line something up later this year, early next year. We'll figure something out. We'll have another chat.
you got it. Let's keep
All
chatting.
right,
Thank you so
all
much,
right,
Joel.
pal. We'll see you later.
Thanks,
Have
dude.
a great show on Friday.
Thank you. I definitely will now, man. Absolutely.
Awesome.